Before getting into politics, do you?
There's such a long list.
I know it's a long list, but can you just take the narrow point that these facts, these economic facts that he cited, taking just conditions in the United States over the past several decades, income being one,
the U.S.
and
issue,
sort of talk to that for a moment.
U.S. issues have to do with entitlement spending, bad government, and demographic issues.
Well, you two are in agreement on that, then.
We actually are, and the problem is he states the argument completely wrongly.
Okay, go.
The first 40 years were a golden period in the United States for the same reason that the same thing is occurring in places in the Arab world and in China, which are going through the same demographic dividend. The fact of the matter is that all of these countries face this issue. The problem going forward in America is, in fact, a demographic problem. You have the lengthening of lives, which, by the way, is considered progress and innovation. People are living much longer.
But that's why demographics are not a problem. You know, it's if people are living longer and healthier lives, they will be productive for much longer. There is no demographic problem whatsoever.
That is unfortunately not true.
Well, then there's a problem with. Then there's a problem that we haven't cured Alzheimer's. That we have too many people that are obese and old.
It is an absolute
fat
fact
and can't
that
work
people,
anymore.
All right, go ahead, Eric, please.
It's an absolute fact that people still choose to retire. Mm-hmm. At roughly the same years when they do, and maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should work until 80 rather than 65. But if you look at a technological basis, I think that to argue that the technological impact is not strong or that the bits and so forth and so on is crazy. Look at what information technology...
Oh, crazy is a term of art, you understand, right?
Thank you.
Well, you only need to look at the economic numbers.
No, but
hold on, go ahead and make your point on that.
But technology does not determine economic policy. And there are plenty of examples of bad
In that case, you're
governments.
saying technology is completely decoupled from the economy.
No, I'm actually saying that the economy is largely determined by the way governments make decisions, and governments make bad decisions, and you and I would agree to that. With respect to, and there are plenty of ways where you could stimulate more innovation. Let's use your energy example. America in the next decade can actually become energy independent both in oil and gas due to innovations in oil extraction and so forth and so on. That's an example of innovation that's actually quite material.
Assuming fracking doesn't get outlawed, which is the more likely
But you made your argument as an absolute, and then you put in this sort of
thing.
In fact, fracking's not going to get outlawed.
You're shifting to the future. I'm talking about...
Yes, that's my job.
Well.
Okay. And we're talking about the future.
And you can easily, and I'm saying we should look to the last 40 years as clues for the future. So
yes, it's actually good.
If we've had 40 years of stagnation, where wages have been stagnant,
people are living
the most
much longer,
likely...
People are wealthier, there's fewer deaths, drug addiction is lower, right? There's all sorts of reasons why...
There are all sorts of other things that are much worse.
Moment. Excuse me. Eric, Peter's making the point that, and as a generalization...
We don't agree on a basic fact.
No, I know, but do you agree with his contention that we have invested in the wrong thing?
Of course we have.
Well, but how can you agree to that?
America is investing all of its assets in non-productive areas when it should invest in...
Not all of them. You don't think Google's investing in the wrong areas, do you?
America, I'm talking about the government. He's criticizing the government.
Take
a look at private companies. Private companies in America are doing fantastically well. Public companies, public and private. They're well run. They're in general. The problem that all of these countries are having is that they have a political problem which is related to how our politics work. It's true in Europe, it's true in the United States, it's true in Japan, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't think the politics have changed that much in the last 40 years versus the 40 years before that.
Well, then maybe we got a free ride during those 40 years. But the fact
I think there was a huge technological tailwind in those 40 years that's no longer there.
If past is prologue, then you would predict only good things for the future.
What's very odd about this conversation...
Hold on, Eric, finish your point.
What's very odd about this conversation is you're saying technology doesn't matter, that it's all politics.
I didn't say that. I said technology matters a lot. In fact, it's the only innovation available, which is your point.
But you're saying we've been stagnant for 40 years because of bad government policy.
I didn't say we're stagnant. I said our policies could be improved.
Well, if the wages have been stagnant for 40 years because of government policy, that suggests that technology is just this tiny little side thing going on.
I do this thing with politicians where I ask them, I need you to repeat after me. You take a dollar bill out, and on the back it says, "In God we trust." So I say, please say, "In God we trust." All others have to bring data. As long as you believe that politicians can operate without facts, you get the government that you want, right?